Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Mountain Harmony Gardening. I'm Kristen, and today we are going to be talking about small space gardening. So I know what you're thinking. Kristen, you have a huge yard to garden in. And that is true, but most of my yard is actually in shade for most of the day. Like behind me, there's a little bit of sun because it's early morning, but most of this is in shade because of our two very large ash trees. So I am pretty limited on where I can actually grow vegetables. So from this garden bed to my long garden beds across the back of the fence, those are the only areas that get mostly full sun. So I have to get really creative when I garden. And I don't just use my flower beds and my garden beds to do my gardening in. I use containers too. This is a perfect example. This is our barberry and it is in a whiskey barrel. And this is a perfect container. So it shows you that you can grow shrubs in large containers. The newest container that I'm trying this year is these Epic Grow Bags, and they're made out of fabric material, and it only takes one bag of potting soil to fill them up, and they are actually pretty easy to move around. They don't get really super heavy because they drain out really well. And the next thing I'm going to show you is the containers on my deck. This is one of the containers that I have on my deck, and I've planted some lettuce, some spinach, and some bok choy. There was some catnip in here, but Lola kept getting in here and eating it, and she kind of destroyed some of the plants. It's okay. I have more seeds. I can reseed as necessary. But one of the things that I really like about having a larger container on my deck is that I got a saucer with wheels so that I can move this around on my deck, so I can move it in and out of the sun as needed. And right now I think it needs a little bit more sun, so I will be rolling it to a new location later on. And most of what I have on my deck is in decorative pots, and they're flowers. So I like to have a lot of flowers in with my vegetables, plus they're really pretty, love flowers. But these on this side have some mint, some strawberries, horseradish. My nasturtium came up that I planted, so I interplanted some flowers in here too. And then I have some pansies, and then I have some freesia and ranunculus growing in these containers. So I do a lot of container growing. And I also want to show you over here some container ideas as well that you could do. If you have railing on your deck, these are great for that. Right now, I do have them on the 4x4s for Sebastian's play set, and I put them there one year and decided I actually really like them instead of on the railing on our deck. And you can grow flowers or whatever you like in these types of containers too. Now I'm going to show you planting up those Epic Grow Bags. Now we're going to be planting up our grow bags. And I've seen several YouTubers grow sweet potatoes or other regular potatoes in grow bags. So I really wanted to try it this year. And I started off my sweet potatoes in these little tiny pots in the house. And it was probably around maybe February, March when I started those. I know I have it on a video. And they have really grown some roots. And I can pretty much take out the sweet potato. It is growing a little slip, so I'll put it back. But all of the slips have already gotten roots, so I have a head start on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and plant this like I would a potted plant. But what you can do for sweet potatoes is you can break off the slips and you can root them in water. If they already have roots, you can skip that step and you can go straight to planting them in the soil. So I'm really, really excited about this, and I am really hoping that it works out well. And I've noticed that in these pots, they don't have much give, and I'm having to kind of work around the sides to get them out. Next year, I'm going to be growing them in some of the just the plain black containers, and they have a little bit more give on the sides, and they're easier to get out. Because I found out recently with my dahlias that were in these same containers, I was barely able to get them out when I was planting up our new planter, and that was a problem. All right. There we go. And look at that root growth on those. That is fantastic. Okay, now I'm just gonna plop them in, cover them back up, make sure they're at soil level, and then I will give them a little bit of fertilizer later on. And there we go. Our first grow bag is planted. You can also do seeds in these, and I've been wanting to do bush beans, and I know I'm a little late on this, but I know that I can still go ahead and do this. So I'm going to rough up the soil a little bit because we've been getting a lot of rain. I posted on Facebook some really cool pictures of some really good rainbows that we got and some of the pretty clouds after our rainstorm. All right, so make sure that you follow the instructions on the bag when you're planting these. So what I like to do is I like to just set the seeds on the soil, and then like for these ones, they go down an inch, and then I just poke them into the soil an inch and then cover them up. But this way, if I set them on the soil, I am able to see exactly how many beans that I am putting in here. And this makes it a little bit easier on the spacing for me. So you just kind of spread them out where you want them. And I'm doing the square foot gardening method. So we do plant the plants pretty close together, and it's okay. They actually don't need as much space as you think. That row spacing is so that you can walk between the rows. It's not for the plants. So then I just push them all in. I've got quite a few. I can't wait for it to have some fresh beans. There we go. Kind of cover up all the little holes that I made and firm it down because you want the seeds to have contact with the soil. And there you go. Hopefully here soon we'll have some beans. I am also going to be planting some more bok choy in this one because at the top bed in our pumpkin and spaghetti squash bed, the roly-polies, that's the bane of my existence this gardening season is the roly-polies. They are just not doing well. They keep eating everything. So I'm hoping that if I can get these started in the grow bags, which do not have roly-polies in them at the moment, then we will actually get some bok choy. So I'll be right back after I've got all this planted. I have all of the grow bags planted in place. I placed all of them where I know that the ones that need high light, like the sweet potatoes and the peas, are going to get plenty of sunshine. And I planted 5 of the grow bags. No, that's not a kitty litter bag. Don't even think about it, socks. Have to keep the cats out of the bags, hence the tomato cages. You can also do herbs, flowers, whatever you like in your containers. And you'll see that I have containers dotted all over my garden. I have to definitely get creative with where I plant these. So thanks for watching, everyone. I hope this inspired you that no matter where you're at, even if you have like a tiny little patio or no patio at all, I've grown inside before in containers. You can grow anything. So thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Happy gardening.